What's good?
Hey everyone.
What it do? What's poppin'? Her name is Ebony.
His name is Eugene.
In this video right here, we're gonna talk about the differences between being religious and spiritual.
3G, 3G, 3G. Yeah. I do what I do. I do what I do. You do it through me. 3G.
Let's talk about it. All right, you guys. So keep in mind, spiritual and religious, these two are not enemies to each other. They actually both believe in the spiritual realm, and they actually both have different points of views. Let's dive into some of these topics.
Religion. Many religious people will often identify with some type of religion. Jewish, Baptist, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. You get the point.
Right.
And spiritual individuals may not.
Right.
They may not identify with any religion at all. Whether you identify with a religion or not, that shouldn't be the most important aspect. Nothing should be more important than our relationship with God.
Definitely. Speaking of relationship with God, a lot of times within the religious community, they like to practice their relationship with God with other like-minded believers with them. Versus the spiritual one, it's more so of a journey, a solo journey by themselves, finding God within themselves. Not saying that the spiritual one can't go to the church, but it's more so a path with God by themselves.
As she said, some spiritual people may go to church. Some religious people may not go to church. We're just speaking in general,
right?
As far as we've come across.
Yes.
Another topic is church. Many religious people view the church building, as a foundational part of their beliefs. And for those who are more spiritual, they may view themselves as the church. So instead of going to the actual building, they may have church at home. They may have church in the car. They just may have church within their family, opposed to going to the actual building.
Whether you're spiritual or religious, no matter how you do it, keep doing what you're doing. Keep having that relationship with God and connecting with Him in that way. So next we have heaven and hell. A lot of times within religion, they believe that you're going to go to either heaven or hell. And then for the spiritual one, it's more so just existing, and after we die, they don't really worry too much about that. It's just they exist and they believe that something great is going to happen afterwards.
Keep in mind, some spiritual people may believe in heaven and hell, and some religious people may question it. We're just speaking in general.
Right.
The Bible, many religious people, is by the book. It's exactly how the scripture says it. And that's how they live, or at least attempt to.
Right.
And for the spiritual person, it's more so how they feel led, what they feel led or compelled to do or be. It may not always be so by the book. It's more so how they feel within, how the spirit within them is reacting to whatever they're doing or whatever's going on. And that doesn't mean some religious people aren't more concerned with the spirit within, and some spiritual people aren't fixated on the scriptures. We're just speaking in general. So, do you feel you're more spiritual or more religious?
I would say personally that I would lean a little bit more towards being spiritual. I feel like it's really important to figure out who you are as a person and to find the God that is within you. I've been within religious settings as well where they talk about those things, but I don't feel like there's enough emphasis on that. And I feel like that's a really important part of having a connection with God, is to figure out who you are and to spend that time alone and to meditate by yourself and to just be with God, literally. Instead of just being, sometimes influenced by the people around us. Sometimes we can, take traits from the people that are within the church, which is not a bad thing or a good thing. I just feel like it's good to be by yourself sometimes and figure out who you are and see what your own traits are, within yourself. What about you, babe? Or do you feel like you're more spiritual or more religious?
Honestly, I feel like I'm a good mix of both. I do believe in the Bible, and I do try to live out the scriptures as best as possible, but I definitely see our relationship with God as more of a personal thing. But I have noticed and experienced the beauty of being in a corporate setting as well. So I feel like I'm both. If I had to lean one way or the other, I would agree with you and say I'm more spiritual as well.
So what about you guys? Are you more religious, or are you more spiritual, or are you more in the middle, or are you 90 and 10, or are you 25 and 25?
With that being said, we're not going to make this video any longer than it needs to be. If you feeling the vibe, like and subscribe. And if you ain't,
leave us a loving thumbs up.
that'll work. And we out.
Bye.